We never know what East Tennessee winters will bring, but when the weather turns, you need a vehicle you can count on. From daily errands to weekend adventures, Varner Ford has the lineup built for any season. 2024 F-150 Crew Cab 4x4 XLT, $52,574. 24 Ford Ranger Crew Cab STX, $33,942. 24 F-250 4x4, $48,888. Wherever the road takes you, Varner Ford has the perfect vehicle for the journey. Local you trust, a dealership you can count on.
All right, good morning. It's now 7 o'clock, getting us started on our Thursday morning.
Wait for him. Wait for him.
Wait a second here. That was yesterday. A relatively dry cold front swinging through. Some of you may be dealing with a little bit of light rain here this morning. We'll walk you through all those details coming up here in just a few minutes. We're also talking about another cold front on Saturday, and then potentially a stronger storm system heading our way next week. I know Mikey asked about it yesterday. It is now kind of on the books. It is within the 7-day forecast, and the Storm Prediction Center has already issued probabilities for a risk level as we get into next week. So I'm going to highlight all those details coming up here in just a few minutes. Did you enjoy yesterday? Wasn't it just gorgeous? We tied the record in Chattanooga, 79. The old record was 79 set back in 1977. For you 77-year birthday-year-old people, that'd be me. 1977. Oh, man, I tell you. Anyways, sure, hope you're having a great day. Let's talk about this cold front. Cold front swinging its way through as we speak, but it is relatively moisture-starved. We are going to see some showers with this system. But not a lot of rain is expected. You can see how it just slides its way off to the east. Cool high pressure builds in as we round out the day today. And really, through the next couple of days, we're talking more seasonable weather. And could squeeze out a little bit of light snow across the highest peaks of the Smokies. So we'll talk about that. All right, so scattered light rain with the cold front today. Cool high pressure builds with some seasonable weather over the weekend. Watching for a potentially strong storm next week. Of course, you can always find out the latest details online and with the East Tennessee Weather app. And we'll be talking more about that app because if you're new to the program this morning, welcome. Welcome to Wake Up with Witcher. But also, if you don't have the East Tennessee Weather app, we're talking about potentially strong storms next week. Now's the time to download the app and really stay on top of the situation. All right, temperatures this morning starting off. I mean, are you kidding me right now? It's in the 50s and 60s this morning, which is 20 to 25 degrees warmer, nearly 30 degrees in some locations, warmer than what we were yesterday morning. Feels pretty good outside. If you've not stepped outside to take the dogs out or anything yet, it does feel pretty good. Light jacket this morning. We do have mostly cloudy skies. Here's a look at the satellite and radar. Obviously, don't have the visible satellite imagery showing up because the sun's not up yet, but we do have a few heavier showers showing up in parts of Fentress and Scott County over into, starting to slide its way into McCreary County, Kentucky. A couple of sprinkles, a couple of light showers, but when you look at your future cast throughout the day today, again, mostly cloudy this morning. A little bit of light rain all the way through about, say 10 or so. And then after that point, I think we're going to see some sunshine. So don't forget the sunglasses. Wind shift from the southwest to the northwest. That's going to usher in the cooler air. So temperatures today will be cooler than what they were yesterday. And then that next little wave comes on through. So clouds this morning, a chance for a little bit of light rain. Not a big deal. More of a nuisance really than anything else. Like, do I need to use my windshield wipers? Do I not? You get the point. As we get into the evening hours, closer to sundown, this next little wave of energy comes on through. And that potentially could put down a little bit heavier rain than what we'll experience this morning. But what it's also going to do is maybe produce a little bit of light snow across the highest peaks of the Smokies. So just through 7 o'clock tonight, this really paints the picture and tells the story. Less than 1/10 of an inch of rain is looking likely. All right, so lunchtime temperatures are going to climb into the 50s. It's not going to be as warm, as I mentioned, as yesterday. Afternoon highs will be back into the 60s. So low to mid-60s, upper 50s, low to mid-60s. Pretty average weather. Average high for this time of year is about 56 or so. So as we get into the evening hours, temperatures will go from 59 at 6 down to about 52 at 8 o'clock tonight. So a light jacket this evening. And again, maybe an umbrella for some as we get closer to sundown tonight. Here's that future cast. Watch this. Here's that next little wave of energy by sundown, 7 o'clock. But watch how it transitions top right-hand side. Well, I guess that would be top right-hand side of the map screen anyways. Notice a little bit of blue showing up across the mountains of upper East Tennessee. So with this cold front, we do have some manipulate that on the screen, but we will be able to see the chat. So I'll get back to the chat this morning here in a few minutes. We've got Eva joining us, Aaron, Angela. Good morning, Angela. Denise, Tom, Katrina, Ruth, Lee, Krista, Felicia, and Lisa, and Betty. Ladies and gentlemen, Good morning. All right, so light rain to a little bit of light mountain snow, not going to add up to a whole lot. And so 40% chance of rain. Again, that doesn't really tell you the whole story. We kind of walked you through the rest of the story. Sunshine and quiet conditions. Now, we do have another cold front on Saturday. It's going to be a dry cold front. Most of the rain is going to be across the U.S.-Canadian border. But what it is going to do is bring us some clouds. So I think on Saturday, we're going to have those low clouds at about 5,000 feet. They're not going to have a lot of vertical development with them, so we'll call it partly cloudy on Saturday. And it's going to be rather breezy and gusty thanks to this frontal boundary moving its way on through. So Saturday is going to be partly cloudy and breezy. Sunday, those temperatures drop behind the cold front about 10 degrees. But when you average the weekend out, and I said this yesterday, we're going to see a nice average weekend. Then as we get into our Monday, Tuesday, temperatures start to come up. Our storm system is going to be developing across the Rockies and the Great Plains, and it's going to be working its way into the upper Midwest. And so on Wednesday, we do have a chance for some storms, maybe even some strong thunderstorms. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here's our futurecast cold front. Picking up our timeline on Wednesday, March 5th. And as we head through the day, again, this is one deterministic model. It's not nearly as impressive as it was earlier. So if you want to stick around, we can go to some ensembles on the back side of this if you want. If you want to do that, let me know. If you want to stick around, we can do that. Otherwise, just know that a cold front's going to swing on through. See, let me just show you something here real quick, because I will show you that if I switch my model run to the one that was broadcasting earlier this morning, that's what it looked like, and this is more in line with what I think is going to happen. So here we go. Sometime Wednesday, maybe into Thursday. Timing, of course, is unknown. Specific timing is unknown. So I would just say Wednesday, Thursday time frame. Here comes the cold front, and that's going to slice its way on through, bringing us windy conditions, likely to have a mountain wave event because we'll have winds perpendicular to the mountains, as you can clearly see with our wind profile and our surface pressure. And then a line of possible strong, maybe even severe storms moves its way on through Wednesday into Thursday time frame. And on the backside of that, maybe some colder air with some light snow showers developing. Again, that's just one model run. Watch what you see on social media. People are going to start blasting this out for clicks and whatnot. So stay with me. I will post information about this because I want people to know about it, but I'm not going to go crazy with some nasty map to think that I'm going to get all this clickbait. All right, here we go. So let's talk about the Storm Prediction Center. So this is for Thursday, February 27th, and they've issued a level 1 and basically level 1 and 2 probability risk. So 15 and 30% greater. So likely to see maybe at this point of the game, we're so far out, they're painting that picture. This point of the game, I wouldn't be surprised if we have a category 1, 2, and 3 risk somewhere around the deep south. Then as we get into our Thursday, Friday time frame, that swings its way off to our east. So we'll see what those for us here in East Tennessee, but I would likely bet that we have maybe a risk, at least for some stronger thunderstorms. It is the month of March. We're likely to pick up a lot of rainfall with that system as well, upwards of about an inch or so. And so some decent rain is on the way. Here's your 7-day forecast. Again, a little bump in the road today, not a big deal. Cold front, a dry cold front on Saturday brings us the clouds, a little bit of wind, drops our temperatures on Sunday. Temperatures start to warm ahead of the storm system as expected Wednesday, Thursday, somewhere around that time frame. It's going to be warm, it's going to be windy, and that's going to lead us to those showers and thunderstorms. Let me show you the futurecast snowfall because we talked about snow. Let me get that on the screen here. We talked about some potential for some very light snow, and there it is. Just a couple of drops of snow across the highest peaks of the Smokies. But we also talked about yesterday how the northbounders on the Appalachian Trail have already started their trek all the way to Mount Katahdin, Maine. If they're doing a through hike, maybe some do sectional hiking, but either way. All right. So I can't populate the chat on the screen this morning for some reason, but we've got everyone saying good morning. Tom says, hey, 1977 was not that long ago. I was in kindergarten. Well, I was born May 31st, 1977. Tom, I'll never catch you, my friend. I'll never catch you. Krista says, yesterday in Nashville, we hit a new record. Awesome. Good morning, Betty. We've got David Kenny joining us as well from Mickleton, New Jersey, but in Knoxville. So welcome back to town, David. Hopefully you're enjoying the weather. March 5th, my oldest grandson's birthday. Well, come March 5th, we'll wish your oldest grandson a happy birthday. That's awesome. Let's see. March 29th, 1951, my Uncle Roger Allen Hilla was born, and you miss him dearly. Says Krista. Kimberly says, my son is 29. Yay! We've got a lot of good stuff going on here. Krista says, how do you like my gardening come along? She has been planting quite a bit. I'm not quite sure if she's posted on the East Tennessee Weather app or not, but either way, hopefully you had a chance to get out and enjoy yesterday. You know, yesterday was one of those days, early in the morning, you kind of had the jacket on, and then as the day progressed, temperatures came up. You know, it's funny because I was out hanging out with my wife on the front porch, and she was just kind of she had shorts and a t-shirt on, just hanging out in the sun, just enjoying it. I had long pants and a jacket on, and I was getting a little toasty because I was still working. And so, you know, you almost had to like step into the shade for a second. And that's why I've said it a million times. Listen, sunny and 65 is like the perfect day because if you're in the direct sunlight, which most of us are most of the day, it feels warmer. 75 and sunny feels warmer. And that gives it that insulation of the sun and makes it feel more like 80, 85, depending on the sun angle. So anyways, all right, let's get right along, and we're going to dance now. Some of my cameras aren't working this morning as well, so we'll get those back up and running here shortly as well. Hopefully you've been enjoying them on YouTube. I know they've kind of been hit and miss on YouTube. We're still finagling some of that YouTube nonsense. All right, let's talk about the national holidays. We're celebrating birthdays and events here today. Any events coming up this weekend or in your community, always put them on the chat. It gives me an idea of some things to do with my family, and hopefully it gives you ideas of things that you can do yourself or with your family. All right, it's National Small Dog Day. I have 2 small dogs. You've seen them on the broadcast every once in a while. They're actually not in the studio this morning. My wife took one to the bus stop when she took the kids, and the other one, she called me and said, hey, where's our other small dog? I said, I don't know. You don't have her? No. So I went around the house looking all in her little hiding places, and I couldn't find her. So I called her and I said, hey, listen, small dog alert. Look for a small dog on your way home from the bus stop. Then I called her about 3 seconds later, and lo and behold, I found her. She was hiding underneath our bed. It's not like she got scolded or anything. Nothing happened, but cheers to the small dogs in the world. I've always had big dogs. My wife and I have always had big dogs. I grew up with smaller dogs, but then over time we ended up with big dogs like chocolate labs and whatnot. But we're back to small dogs, and I don't know about you. They have little bladders, so you have to let them out a little bit more frequently. That's never fun. But also, you know, they can snuggle with you, and they're lap dogs, and yeah. All right, it's National Pokemon Day. Hey, big shout out to my kids. Big shout out to my kids. They love Pokemon. It is, oh, geez. Am I going to be able to say that word? Anosmia? Anosmia? Am I saying this word totally weird this morning? Somebody please help me. That's off the screen right there. Right there. What is that verb? That verb. What is that word? Has maybe something to do with smell. Sosmia Awareness Day on February. Maybe I'm probably saying that totally wrong. So if I am, say which you're terrible at pronouncing words. Brings attention to a condition causing the loss of smell. All right. I don't know if I'm saying the word right. All of our senses, smell perhaps is taken for granted more than probably anything else. Could you imagine that? I mean, I remember during COVID, did you ever lose your sense of smell and taste? We did. When we got it, we were eating popcorn one time. My wife and I looked at each other and said, this popcorn tastes funny. Uh-oh. Went home and tested ourselves, and lo and behold, had COVID. But I just couldn't imagine like not being able to smell the world. I mean, every fresh cup of coffee in the morning. Oh, I feel bad if you don't have that. But anyways, let me know if I'm saying the word wrong. Asosmia. Maybe my wife can chime in. All right, National Retro Day. Who doesn't love the retro? I actually do have some old records. Do we have an old telephones? I don't think we have any old telephones, but love some of that retro stuff. And you know, they've made like cell phones and stuff and covers to look retro, like old Walkmans and whatnot. It's National Toast Day. Big shout out to my son again, Kipton. That kid would eat bread and toast with butter on it till his day's dead. But I do love me some toast. Toast with some butter and jelly on it with your eggs and whatnot. It's pretty good. National Chili Day. I'm going to give a big shout out to National Chili Day. I like chili. I've got a pretty good chili recipe. And it's National Polar Bear Day, so why not give them a shout out too? Yeah. Polar bears are great creatures. I think they're phenomenal looking. But we're not done yet. But, they are very, very dangerous creatures. We also have National Strawberry Day and National Kahlua Day. For any Kahlua drinkers out there, whatever that is, I'm not quite sure what kind of a drink that would be. But there we go. Those are your national holidays for the day today. How about that? I can't take you outside. The cameras are down right now. Don't know why, but we'll figure that out later. And hopefully we'll get them on YouTube back again. Jesse says he misses his Roxy, the German long-hair Rottweiler. Not a small dog. Cinnamon Toast, Katrina. Big shout out to you, Cinnamon Toast. One of my favorite things in the entire world. Now, how do you take your Cinnamon Toast? That is the ultimate question. Because for me, if I do Cinnamon Toast, I'm not putting just a little bit of butter. I'm putting a lot of bit of butter. Like where it melts and it almost creates like a lake of butter on my toast. And then you throw on a ton of cinnamon sugar and you watch it melt right into that butter. And then it almost is like, then I can't do dry things. I'm not a big fan of it. Anything dry, I cannot do. I refuse to eat things that are dry. The wetter, the moist, the more moist, the messier, the better, in my personal opinion. And that also plays a part when I eat cinnamon toast. Extra butter, extra cinnamon sugar. Thanks a lot. You're now making me want to go make myself a big, giant, awesome thing of cinnamon toast like I used to eat when I was a little kid. Cheryl says, love toast and yummy chili. And then you could actually have like cornbread, toasted cornbread with your chili or something like that. Katrina likes chili. Mikey, there you are. Excuse me, I'm worried about the slight risk for the 5th. What do you think? There is no slight risk for the 5th, okay? So, Mikey, just stick with me. We'll keep you posted each and every day and see how this all progresses over time. Nothing to be worried about right now, my friend. And if you are worried about storms, just stick with me. I'll walk you through day by day on how this all plays out. And Mikey, don't forget to check out your daily forecast weather updates because I do break things down as we get closer to the events to really give you an idea of timing, intensity, duration, and all those things. And all the watches and warnings that issued by the Weather Prediction Center, the Climate Prediction Center, or even the National Weather Service. So I'll keep you posted, buddy. Kimberly says, I like cinnamon and sugar spread. Ooh, cinnamon. Have you ever had cinnamon and sugar? Well, cinnamon honey. Cinnamon honey's pretty good. Put that on a biscuit and eat it. Ooh, so you got, now I'm starving. Can't eat yet. Cheryl's got her old records still. I can play them on your newer turntable. That's awesome. Funny story. I actually, really long, short story. I'll make it super quick. Long story, very short. Used to listen to an album on a tape, going skiing every single weekend as a kid with my friends. It's called Nasty Rocks Incorporated. Don't worry about that. Anyways, could not find it. Once everything went digital, I lost the tape. Everything went digital. Could not find it for the longest time. Well, I found a record coming in from Europe. I found actually the actual album on a record came from Europe. So I ordered it from Europe. I think I paid like $50 for it. It came across the United States. I got it. And then I was like, wait, I don't have a record player to play this thing. So then I had to give it to one of the DJs that worked at one of the radio stations I was friends with. And he actually ended up digitizing it for me. And I have a digital copy of that record. And the record still sits in my dresser. That's where it sits. I don't know why it's in my dresser, but that's my long story short. Got a record, didn't even have a way to play it. Felicia says, come out and see me on Saturday, 9 to 1 to the Commonplace Coffee and Community in South Knoxville for their sip and shop. Lots of new stuffies, special pot holders, and jewelry made by Andrea. And I want to tie into that, by the way, because if you live in South Knoxville, it's a small community, and I know a lot of you, and you support yourselves, and it's amazing. I love South Knoxville. There's a company down there called 865 Candle. If you've been with me for over a year, you realize, you probably remember that they did advertise with me And I don't have their candle anymore because I think it burned out. Anyways, I thought I had it back on the shelf. Anyway, so 865 Candle, very unfortunate situation. They are going out of business. So if you happen to be in South Knoxville, if you have birthdays coming up, if you have anything coming up, why don't you go ahead over to 865 Candle. They're in South Knoxville, so search them up on Facebook or whatnot, and go give AJ and my friends over there, give them some support. Their candles are now on sale. I do want to get over there and actually purchase some candles myself if there's any left by the time I get over there. So 865 Candle, South Knoxville, going out of business. I'm so sorry, AJ. I don't know the whole story, but none of my business. But I'm really sorry because you were doing some amazing candle work. So I do appreciate you and your support during East Tennessee's weather when we first kind of got started. So go support and say sorry to 865 Candle if you're living in South Knoxville. Pat loves cinnamon toast, but not with as much butter as you, Mike. She says, sorry. That's the way it is, right? Buck says, any more snow until next December? Probably not. Probably not. I think if we were to see any, Buck, probably across the classic horseshoe. As these cold fronts come through to produce storms, on the backside of that, we can get that wraparound moisture, but maybe the plateau, the classic horseshoe of East Tennessee. Kimberly says, I like apple butter on my biscuits. Ooh, apple butter is good. Sweet potato and brown sugar or cinnamon sugar or marshmallow, says Buck. What? Oh, yes, cinnamon sugar on sweet potatoes. Yes, please. Brown sugar on, yes, please. On toast. Yes, please. And extra butter. Extra butter. That's the best. All right, Jill says, Mike, my husband is a truck driver, drives through the Midwest. Do you know of anyone in those areas who gives good weather forecasts like you do here? Jill, do me a favor. And email me, Jill, Mike at eastTNweather.com, and I'll have a conversation with you over there. But email me, Mike at eastTNweather.com, I might be able to help you out. I also, but just realized too, Jill, that if he has the East Tennessee Weather app, it travels wherever he goes. So if he's a truck driver, tell him to have his East Tennessee Weather app, GPS his location, and any inclement weather, he can get right there from his cell phone using the East Tennessee Weather app. You can put different locations in there, so if you travel, so something to kind of keep in mind. And again, just speaking about the East Tennessee Weather app, listen, we've got severe weather. We're heading into severe weather season. It is going to give you, it is literally the best weather app that you could possibly have in your fingertips because it gives you so much information. Listen, the app is actually designed and developed by my weather computer that I use, which, by the way, yes, I can show you some pretty graphics, but they started off as a severe weather computer company. That's why the radar, and that's why the radar products that I'm able to show you during severe weather events is above and beyond so much more than what you can see in other locations and other platforms. So the app is really designed for severe weather, and that's why it is great. You'll get lightning push notifications again when lightning is within 15 miles, storms approaching. From the National Weather Service, you'll get notifications when I go live to do severe weather coverage. And if you go to the app right now and open it up, you'll see Wake Up with Witcher broadcasting right there front and center on the app. That's how it will be for severe weather. So you can just open the app if I'm doing severe weather and the screen is right there. You can take it full, turn your phone sideways to get a better view of what's going on and watch severe weather coverage right there from your cell phone. No hassle weather all day, every day. Kimberly says, we're making Mike hungry. Yes, you are. Buck says, the incredible WWW East Tennessee weather can be viewed on ISS International Space Station. They should download my East Tennessee weather app. Get on the old Google and search it up, right? Let's see. Tom says, Jill, I use the app when I travel in my RV across the country. It works great and follows my location perfectly. As long as you have it set up correctly, it will do exactly that. It is a great, great thing for sure. All right, it is 7:25. I don't have any cameras to show you. That's about all we have for the time being. Remember, we will be diving into the details on the potential for some stronger or severe thunderstorms, but that's not until next Wednesday or Thursday. So we're more than a week away. We're about a week away from a potentially stronger storm. So as we continue to progress through time, make sure you check that out. Remember, today we have some light rain, we'll have some sunshine, and then another little blast of rain will come through as we get into the evening hours. And then as we get into our weekend, another dry cold front is on the way. That cold front's going to bring us a little bit of wind and some light rain. Probably not any rain on Saturday. I don't think we're going to see any rain, but it's going to bring us some wind and a few clouds. And then as we get into next week, we'll be talking about more strong thunderstorms possible. So stick with me, and Mikey, stick with me. I'll keep you posted on all these Tennessee weather platforms. Download the app, my friend. In the meantime, I sure hope you have a great day. What a great Thursday. Cooler weather, a little bit of light rain, but it's Thursday, and that means it's Friday Eve. Friday Eve. It's got a nice little ring to it, doesn't it, Aaron? All right, I'm going to send you back to the 24-hour weather channel. Your forecast is coming up here momentarily. If you chimed in late and you missed the entire forecast, we're talking about light rain, the potential for strong thunderstorms next week. I'll highlight all those details in just a few minutes. In the meantime, have a great day. Don't forget, this morning's Wake Up with Witcher is sponsored by Varner Ford. Visit them over in the Clinton area if you're looking for a new car.
2021 Ford Explorer King Ranch 4x4, $39,950. 2023 Expedition Max Limited 4x4, $49,990. 2024 Ford Bronco 4-door Sasquatch, $54,951. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton, local you trust.
Good morning. Grab the umbrellas and the rain jackets just to be on the safe side. Got a weak, relatively dry cold front swinging its way into the area, and that's really going to be the story here today. So mostly cloudy skies, a little bit of light rain, very light rain expected. Then some sunshine this afternoon, so don't forget the sunglasses. You'll need those before another line swings its way on through. Here's what it looks like on the big picture as the storm system swings its way off to our east, and it's going to draw in some slightly cooler, more seasonable temperatures as we head into the upcoming weekend. So we will be talking much more about that coming up here in just a few minutes. Let's talk about those weather headlines for the day today. Scattered very light rain with a cold front. Cool high pressure builds in through the weekend, watching for a potential strong storm as we get into next week. I'll highlight some details coming up here in just a few minutes. We're talking 6-7 days away, so long ways away, but potentially a strong storm on the way. All right, this morning we started off with temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Incredibly mild start to the day thanks to the cloud coverage. We talked about that yesterday. Clouds at nighttime act like a nice little blanket, keeps our temperatures from falling off too much. So we are trending well over 20 degrees warmer this morning than what we were yesterday. Cold front swinging its way into the area. It's a little bit of light rain earlier this morning around 6 o'clock across the northern valley of Tennessee-Kentucky border. So again, a little bit of light rain, a couple of sprinkles, but it's not going to add up to a whole lot whatsoever. So as we progress through the day, we're going to see, again, just some scattered light rain showers, mostly cloudy skies. Here are these showers swinging their way into the areas. So that's going to be the first part of the day. As we get into the second part of the day, we're going to see some sunshine. Winds are going to shift to the northwest behind the cold front. Kids heading home from school, beautiful sunshine on the way. But another little disturbance is going to swing in as we get past sundown tonight. This little wave of energy is actually going to help to produce a little bit of light snow and a few more showers across upper East Tennessee. So just through 7 o'clock here tonight, we're not looking at a ton of rain whatsoever. Less than 1/10 of an inch, definitely hundreds of an inch in some locations. Lunchtime temperatures will be in the 50s, forecast highs. A little bit cooler than what we were yesterday. We were in the 70s. We're only going to be in the 60s here this afternoon, so a little bit closer to those averages. And through the evening hours, temperatures will drop down into the 50s. So not a bad evening ahead of us. Remember, I said I got that next little disturbance, a little wave later on this evening as the sun goes down. It's brief. It doesn't last long, but colder air aloft is associated with that. So notice a little bit of blue showing up across the higher elevations in upper East Tennessee. And I think that's going to be the story as this system swings on in. Now, tomorrow morning, we're going to be much colder. We're going to drop down into the 30s, so a little bit more average morning on the way. Average high for this time of year is in the mid-50s. We're going to be in the 60s, so we're looking to trend fairly average. Now, here's the story. After the rain moves its way on out and a little bit of light snow across the higher elevations, we'll see increase in sunshine. So that 40% chance is early in the morning on Friday. As we get into Saturday, got another cold front on the way. That's actually going to be a dry cold front. It's going to bring us a little bit of a breeze. It's going to bring us some low clouds at about 5,000 feet, so we'll call it partly cloudy, but not bad at 59. What it is going to do is drop our temperatures on into our Sunday, and those temps come down into the upper 40s. But when you average the weekend out, we're still looking at nice average weather on the way. All right, heading into next week, potentially strong thunderstorms heading our way. A big low pressure system looks to be developing out of the Rockies and the Great Plains. That could potentially bring us some strong, maybe even severe thunderstorms by the end of the 7-day forecast. Let me show you what that looks like As we pick up our timeline on Wednesday, got the cold front swinging its way into the area and a strong trough and a big upper level low that's going to be swinging its way in as well. So that's the potential. You'll want to check back in and make sure, see how this all evolves over time. Listen, the Storm Prediction Center has already added a risk level associated with the storm system. The probabilities are increasing as this whole system swings its way on through. So we could potentially be talking about more severe storms around East Tennessee. It's likely to pick up, we're likely to pick up quite a bit of rainfall as well. Anywhere, I would say generally speaking, about 1 inch of rain can be anticipated over the next 7 days. And the majority of that, of course, is going to come through with our storm system next week. So more seasonable weather on the way. The coolest day comes through on Sunday. We're down into the 40s, and then we're back into the 50s and 60s as our next cold front moves its way into the area. So have a way to receive weather information, updates, alerts. The East Tennessee Weather app is your one-stop shop. Plan your day with the East Tennessee Weather app. From video forecast weather updates to an interactive radar giving you past, current, and future radar of 2 hours to day parts, 7 days, current conditions, access to the only 24-hour weather channel right here in East Tennessee, live weather cameras, and severe weather alerts from the National Weather Service. Download the app today to always stay in the know. This is East Tennessee Weather. Weather when you want it.